going on? Movie Meals, the Weaver Wire podcast. Look who's here. It's the partner in crime, the co-creator of Movie Meals himself, Kyle Barrester. Thanks for coming on, buddy.
Hey, best friend.
Hey, best friend.
Yeah,
best friend.
Best friend.
Right here. We're here to get into everything. If you guys actually followed me on Twitter, you wouldn't know that I tweeted for you to ask questions for Kyle. Actually, I didn't do that.
And if you follow me on Twitter, you don't. I don't follow my Twitter, so you guys are liars.
If you're listening on SoundCloud, remember to go over to YouTube at Movie Meals. Check out us two doing movie reviews all the time. If you are watching the video on YouTube, I'm wearing the tank top that's become now the tank top of Movie Meals. And yeah, let's just get into this podcast. How you doing, buddy?
Awesome.
Yeah?
Awesome. Feeling a lot better from last week. I was supposed to be on last week, but I had to bail on you. Sorry about that.
Yeah, he was... Yep.
Yep, it was gross. That's to say the
sick.
least.
He was sick.
But I'm better now. I'm good.
So let's just get this out of the way. Because this is a point to talk about. But you guys who watch us, we know you guys are watching Collider Movie Talk. That's what we watch. We're all movie fans. And John Schnepp passed away, and Kyle and I have been devastated about it for the last few weeks. I was the one who told you about it.
Couple of days, hasn't been a few weeks.
Well, yeah, a week and a half, I think, for him going into the hospital and then all that stuff.
Yeah.
You know, like, I was checking Twitter every day.
Yeah.
Because it hit, man. Like, I don't know how you feel, but some, like, these celebrities, minor celebrities, big celebrities, you know, you get to know them through their movies and YouTube work. Like, you get to know them. And if it felt like, you know, Schnepp felt like a friend, and I've never met him.
Yeah, really, though. I mean, we've been watching Collider Movie Talk, and then even AMC Talk before that for 5 years, probably, or whenever
I've been
it got started.
For 5.5 now. So
yeah, so that's probably
like
me. Yeah, just about 6. And
yeah,
John Schnepp was like one of the first guys I really followed, one of the first guys I really followed for whether it was movies or whether it was for nerd culture or fandom. He was one of the guys that really just was a bright spot of the day, and I was really happy that they brought him on that show as full-time, and he just brought such a energy and such a kind-hearted spirit to not just the show, but to everything that he was a part of, all of the projects that he was a part of, and hearing him pass away, I don't think I've had a celebrity hit me hard with their passing quite like him in a while. I don't know about you, but he'd seen how they handled his passing and all the memories that they talked about. It's been a hard couple of days for sure.
Yeah, he was part of the reason I finally convinced this guy to do these reviews with me. He's part of the reason I wanted to do these reviews.
Yeah.
And he was just an inspiration of the film community.
Mm-hmm.
I'd seen maybe, you know, it's one of those things where you click Adult Swim and you see Metalocalypse and you're like, I'm gonna watch the first, 10, 15 minutes, see what this show's really about. I remember seeing those a couple times and they were good. They're just not my thing. But I loved The Death of Superman Lives. We watched that together.
We did. When it finally got released. It took a long time, but he worked hard to make that happen.
Him and Holly worked their butts off.
Yes, they did. And it's well worth their time. If you haven't seen that documentary, treat yourself.
Yeah, please go check it out. It's a really interesting concept. It was the perfect, like the concept of the movie that he made the documentary about. This Death of Superman Lives or whatever. That movie. What was it supposed to be called? What was the original title of just that Nicolas Cage movie?
I'm trying to remember.
Nick Cage is going to play Superman.
I believe it was called Superman Lives.
And then, it was then the documentary is The Death of Superman Lives, that movie.
Yeah.
That happened.
And I don't, if I remember right, he didn't talk to Nicolas Cage, but he talked about just about everyone else that was involved in that documentary, from all the concept artists that were involved to even Tim Burton. He got to interview Tim Burton and sit down and talk with him about what it was like going through it and what his ideas were, and it's really interesting just to see that this crazy Superman movie could have been something. It never eventually happened, but that's what the documentary explains, and it's a really good one, well worth your time.
Yeah, no, it's really good, and Schnepp was just he was a big deal to us, and it hit hard. It hit the biggest celebrity deaths that have hit me hard were Robin Williams and Carrie Fisher. Mm-hmm. They hit me the hardest, and Schnepp is now the third one on that list.
Yeah.
It hit, man, it hit. But guys, we just wanted to talk a little bit about that And now we're going to segue off of it. So, rest in peace, John. We send our thoughts, our prayers to everybody, all the family, his family, the Collider family, everybody who's grieving, because he hit a lot of people. So just wanted to send that out there.
Yeah, glad we did that.
So now we're going to transition.
Happier topics.
Guys, if you're here listening, you know that he wasn't in the videos for all these trailer reviews we did for Comic-Con. So let's talk Comic-Con. Let's do it.
Yes.
I'm excited.
Yes.
Let's talk Comic-Con. I'm just going to throw this question out to you. What was your favorite trailer at Comic-Con that dropped? It can be TV, movies. Let's just throw it out there. What was it?
I'll say for movies, this might surprise you, but my favorite was actually the Godzilla trailer.
That does surprise me a little, but only stinks because I thought you were going to say Aquaman, and my favorite is Godzilla.
That's
that
my
makes favorite.
I could see you liking that one the most.
I loved it. I loved all of the big trailers.
I was very surprised by how well cut of a trailer that was. Like, they did a really great job of not only highlighting the talented cast that is involved, but also just teasing like all these monsters that are about to come and take on Godzilla. Even like the teases to Godzilla, though we've seen Godzilla already back in 2014. Like, they were still perfect teases for us to be like, hey, remember, he's still out there. Let's see who he's fighting, who he's up against. And like, the music was perfect for that trailer. Like, it really built up the stakes. It built up the large atmosphere of this world and these monsters. And I think it's going to be a really great movie to watch.
See, the way I thought of it is it was like, all right, we've seen Godzilla, like you were saying. We've seen him, and then they just show him off. I mean, he's raging blue fire everywhere at the beginning of the trailer. And then they do that thing with these other monsters. I freaking loved it.
Yeah.
I loved it. They looked so cool. I thought Millie Bobby Brown looked great. The whole cast. There were cast characters I didn't know were in there.
Yeah.
They scared the crap out of me because I was like, ah! I was freaking out on the couch without him.
He missed me. He missed me a lot. I don't know which monsters are going to be in this other than Godzilla. Do you have a clue?
I don't know the monsters except for like Rodan or however you say it.
Isn't there like a Mothra
I think he's
too?
The dragon. Our roommate Dan knows more about him.
Yeah.
Him and I were talking about it. I can't remember though, but yeah, it looks like we're seeing. I think they said four monsters, including Godzilla.
Oh, really?
And we saw 3. We saw the dragon. We saw like the cocoon one, and then there
was like a 2-headed one, 3-headed one.
There was a 3-headed dragon at the end. That was like one of the final shots.
Yeah,
where she was like looking up. Oh, that blew me away.
Great shots, just great
All right,
shots overall.
so let's rank them. That's your number 1.
Yeah,
that's my number 1 as well. What's your number 2 trailer?
Anything. It would be
anything.
Anything. Oh wow.
You can add in TV.
Then number 2 would have to be Aquaman. I've been really looking forward to this one, and I have been having confidence in James Gunn for doing a great job with this. And based on what I've seen from interviews with James Wan as well as the trailer itself, like, it looks like he handled this very well. It looks like he knows how to handle Jason Momoa's version of Aquaman while at the same time giving us like this great world of Atlantis to explore. And it looks like he's just taking concepts of the new 52 version of Aquaman the most, which is like one of the best interpretations of Aquaman, so that's perfect. But at the same time, it looks like he's putting his own spin on it because he knows what he has with Jason Momoa.
Yeah, I thought Momoa was, because I read a quote a few days before Comic-Con that he said it's Star Wars underwater, and that's exactly what it looked like.
Yeah.
That's exactly how I felt was Star Wars underwater. Yeah. Like, it looked so cool. Mm-hmm. It looks amazing. But Aquaman is not my second favorite trailer at Comic-Con.
Your second favorite, is it television?
Maybe it doesn't count. I guess I don't know if it dropped technically before the big panels, but if that weekend, I'd throw Glass in there.
Yeah, that counts.
They had a Glass as my second favorite. I was floored by that trailer. Mm-hmm. I am up and down excited for an M. Night Shyamalan movie. Yeah. I never thought I'd say that. Because I saw Unbreakable years ago, really liked it, and Split blew my mind. I liked it so much. So Glass is my second favorite. I think Bruce Willis looks like he's actually coming to play, and that also helps.
Hope so. Like, maybe having working with Shyamalan again, like, is gonna reinvigorate him to like try a little more.
I hope so. Or working with somebody of the caliber of a James McAvoy, who's an Oscar talent.
I mean, Samuel Jackson too. Like,
yeah. Sam as well.
Coming back to play.
Sam though can like he gives his all, but like he does these paycheck things too. Because you see a movie Safe House and you know it's more for his fun.
Yeah.
Then it's him trying. You know, it's different than him doing The Hateful Eight with Tarantino. But a guy like I don't understand. You know how difficult it would be for me to act around James McAvoy playing. He's supposed to play more than the characters he played in the last one. He's apparently playing even more characters.
How many did he play in the last one? 20 something.
Well, we don't see all of them,
right?
But we see a lot. I think he's supposed to play more and then get more.
Really?
I don't remember the split saying it was 30 something, but I remember M. Night in a thing saying it was 30. Maybe I'm just misremembering. It's been a year since I've watched it.
You know, speaking of James McAvoy in that role, like, I mean, last year was kind of a crowded year for like best male performance or best supporting male performance, but there really was a conversation for James McAvoy in Split, I think. Like, I really think he could have had a shot. I just, like, it just came out in what, January? So, like, it was already hard for it.
You were right,
like,
it did come out in January.
okay.
Yeah, it came out January 20th. A gracious fan commented and told us the date. Thank you, guys.
I did not know that, yeah.
Because I forgot to look it up after. But you're right, which weirds me out, you know? And maybe that was smart back in the day with Split, because we were like, ugh.
Back in the day of last year.
He had The Village, you know, he did one good movie everybody actually liked, but he's not coming back. And then you throw it in January and you're like, yep, January, dumping ground. And then he's like, nope, I'm going to own this.
Yeah.
And the end of January makes sense. You still get those few weeks to get all that Christmas stuff out of the way. But
right.
Especially if you were going up against a Star Wars film, which he's not with Glass. Mm-hmm. Which, you know, guys, every episode we got to sneak Star Wars into it. But yeah, Glass is my number 2. So what would be your number 3 trailer at Comic-Con? I'm going to go to your top 5.
It gets a little dicey. There wasn't a whole lot of trailers. There was a lot less than I thought there would be. At least the ones that I saw. But I would say number 3 would probably be Shazam. I mean, from the footage that I saw from Shazam, it was exactly what I thought it was going to be, and I'm perfectly okay with it.
Looked fun.
Yeah, exactly. Like, this character is, I mean, the character of Shazam is just weird to begin with. Like, this teenage boy gets powers from the gods, like the Greek gods.
The god in the trailer looked so funny, though.
Oh yeah,
he's just like, "Come here, boy."
That's what he looks like, though. Like they got like the looks of these characters down.
Yeah.
Like,
and Zachary Levi looked fantastic. Did
he
does,
not? Yeah. Like, people were worried initially with like some of the stills that got leaked of like the costume, and it looked bad on him or whatever. And I mean, the costume is cheesy enough to begin with, and if you're doing like a real interpretation of it, like, it's gonna have to look that way. But just with him moving around, him turning into Zachary Levi's version of Shazam, I say it looks as good as it could, you know.
Coolest shot is when he yells Shazam at the end, and instantly the lightning hits, and he turns into Zachary Levi. That's the best shot.
What I noticed especially was that they showed a lot more of the comedy than like the action scenes, and that I was okay with as well. Like, obviously there's going to be action in this, like, so we don't, as of right now, we don't need to know about that. We just need to know like what this character looks like and what this character is going to be like, and that's exactly what they did to show fans and the casual audience like what they're in for.
Do they tease Black Adam at the end of this movie?
Right.
Is that the after credit scene? They finally get The Rock in to do it. Is that the after credit scene?
I mean, that would be a good after credit scene if you do it like that. So does that mean like they haven't had Dwayne Johnson involved? Like, I honestly don't.
No, know. He's still under contract to do it.
But he's not in the Shazam movie. Is that right?
I don't think he's the main villain.
Did we
see a main villain?
No, the main villain was Mark Strong.
That's right. Yeah,
plays Dr. Somebody. I'm spacing on the name now.
Because they have that conversation, that funny banter back and forth.
Yeah.
Yeah. But my question is, are we going to see a Black Adam as the puppet master, or like the Thanos tease villain at the end?
I don't think puppet master, but I think he'll be teased in some form as like an after credit scene.
Okay.
I don't know, like, if someone is going to be like, the Doctor couldn't do it, so Black Adam will do it, and then they show like Black Adam or
is he an anti-hero or is he a villain?
I would say he's a villain. For some reason, like, with Dwayne Johnson involved, he's like, no, I'm an hero, and it's like, okay, like just be a villain for once.
Let's
Let's have fun.
Let's combine Shazam 2, Man of Steel 2, and the two of them fight The Rock in a straight up battle. I want to see that. I want to see a big CGI battle.
There's a short animated film that's similar to exactly what you're pitching. Like Superman and Shazam pretty much team up and they fight against Black Adam. I mean, it's like a half-hour short film or something. It's pretty cool. DC Animation was behind it. Yeah, they are very good with animation.
Do you know what DC's doing with their... This guy's a big DC fan, if you're new viewers. He's biggest DC fan. I'm the big Star Wars guy. Of course, we got to slip that back into combo. But he's the big DC guy. You love Marvel.
Yeah.
But you're bigger DC. You always loved Batman more.
I grew up... I definitely grew up more on the DC end of the comic spectrum, but I did enjoy Marvel when I would... You
liked them all, but you lean towards DC.
Right, yeah, that's just how I grew up.
You love football, but you got a favorite team. You know what I mean? Like, you love everything. Yeah. You love watching I get that.
Yeah.
So, if you're DC, like, what are they doing to fix this movie problem? Are they just making Wonder Woman 2?
So, here's what I've...
We haven't heard in a while.
Here's what I've learned based on, like, my research, diving deep into figuring out what the heck is going on. They've done... Once again, another switch up with, like, who's in charge of what for the DC end of Warner Bros. Jeff Johns stepped down. He's now, like, only going to be, like, a writer as well as a producer for some of the projects that they do. And the guy that took over as, like, the head honcho, basically, was a producer that did a lot of James Wan's horror films.
Oh, that's so smart. Exactly. I did not know that. That's genius.
I believe so. I believe that's the guy. I'm spacing on his name. I wish I could, like, look it up or something. Those interviews with James Wan are great. Yeah, aren't they, though?
He's a cool guy. I want to sit down and just pick his brain.
And anyway, by the sounds of it sounds like they're going to halt on, like, doing, like, an expanded universe type things. Like, they want to focus on, like, solo films more. That's why we have Shazam, Aquaman, Wonder Woman 2. They're still trying for the Flash movie as well.
Yeah.
And then also they were saying that, with, like, the standalone Joker movie or, maybe the standalone Harley Quinn movie that they're doing. Like, they want to do, like, a separate branch where it's not totally connected to, like, the main events that we have going on with DC, but, like, it's just its own separate branch with lower budgets, and they can just focus on, like, obscure characters or maybe characters that don't normally, like, would be in a big movie, kind of like an Aquaman or a Wonder Woman. So it seems like they're just kind of having different branches. One branch just being, like, more smaller independent type films for DC, and then, like, for their bigger stuff, they just want to focus solely on their characters to get them right. So that's just what I've gathered and what I've decided.
That sounds more like, all right, we've pulled the ship out. Instead of turning around, buying a new boat, or doing all this, it's let's just get through these rough waves and try to and hope the water smooths. That's what it sounds like. We're just going to keep going full throttle. And if the water smooths, we just switch captains of the boat.
Yeah.
Because the other guys were like, do we go back or do we keep going? Do we turn? Do we die? I don't know.
Do we die?
And then they constantly look up at the yacht that is Marvel with everybody partying like
beep, beep. And then they just
they go by and everybody gets sprayed on their little dinghy.
They're just on a dinghy.
All right.
So anyway, that's what I've been seeing. That's what I think they're coming up with.
Yeah,
but it's DC. They could switch at the drop of a hat, so who the heck knows?
Yeah.
I'm just looking forward to Aquaman. That's just my main focus.
It looks great. Looks great.
I'm hoping for similar results to Wonder Woman. Just like it's its own solo thing. It does very well. It's has the praise that it deserves, and people enjoy it for what it is.
Yeah.
Just focus on characters first. Like let's not rush things. Like you messed up already by rushing one thing. So let's just pump the brakes. Let's just go at your own pace, and then eventually, maybe it'll all work out.
And you messed up by not giving us a Man of Steel 2!
I'm still flabbergasted. That's right, flabbergasted by no Man of Steel 2. Like, I don't get it. I don't know what they're doing.
Doesn't matter. I don't want to get into that.
Well,
not on this podcast.
That's fine. It just it does upset me.
It's upsetting. Does upset me. It wouldn't be as bad if Batman v Superman hit. If Batman v Superman was amazing, wouldn't matter as much.
It wasn't his fault. It wasn't his fault.
Henry Cavill's?
No.
Agreed. All right, let's tune back in here.
Right,
so
Comic-Con listings.
You had Godzilla, King of the Monsters,
yes. Aquaman,
Shazam.
Yes.
And I have Godzilla, King of the Monsters, Glass. I would go Aquaman, Shazam.
Okay, yeah.
My fifth would be probably just Fantastic Beasts is the last one left. I was pleasantly surprised by it. None of the TV trailers really got... I don't watch a lot of the, CW stuff, so I didn't watch any of those. The only one big TV show...
Oh, yeah, I did see those. I forgot.
There's no Game of Thrones at Comic-Con, so the only thing that I really checked out was Walking Dead, and its trailer was good, but it wasn't something that blew me away. But I was surprised by how much I liked the new Fantastic Beasts trailer. I really was like, this is good. I was into it.
I thought it was good, but it just reminded me of the last one. Of the last trailer that they presented a couple of months ago.
I forgot the last one, so it made me be like, I should rewatch the last one.
And it really, they just seem similar to me. Which obviously, it's the same movie. Of course, there's gonna be shots that are the same. Obviously, I just mean they're just so similar to the point where it just felt like the same trailer beat by beat.
Sure. One of the things that sells me though on it is Jude Law, bringing him in as
I'm pretty much gonna go for Jude Law.
So I'm hoping
that's brilliant casting,
because I thought the last one was a good Harry Potter movie. It was as good as any of the ones that I think are the weakest in the actual Harry Potter franchise.
Yeah, sure.
And I think this one has the potential to maybe get past that. Mm-hmm. The question is it going to be the first one I really dislike? Because I don't hate any of the Harry Potter movies. I enjoy all of them.
Who hates any of the Harry Potter movies?
And I like Fantastic Beasts, but I'm not all, if you're like, let's watch Fantastic Beasts, I'm like,
you're like,
we
why?
could look for other things.
Let's just watch Harry Potter.
Yeah. But that's my fifth trailer. So what's your fifth? Are you sneaking TV in there, or going Glass?
Sure.
What are you doing?
I will say this, though. The trailer...
Well, you had 3. You have 2 more to do.
Do I? Oh, okay.
Unless you want to quit this fun little game.
No, I'll keep going. One of the trailers that I was just happy to see was Young Justice Season 3.
So you're going to throw that in your 4th spot?
Yeah, why not? Let's do it. That's my
fair.
list.
I watched that one, actually. It looked cool. Still don't watch the show, though.
Half of it is just a recap of Season 2, and that's fair, because it's been, 4 years maybe since the last season was aired, but it showed really interesting stuff. I knew that the concept of Season 3 was basically going to be superhuman trafficking, human trafficking superheroes, and I was like, I don't know how dark they're going to go with this. I'm not sure if they're going to have a lighter tone. So in the few clips that I saw of it, not only did all of the favorite characters I like coming back look great, not only are some of the character designs looking awesome, but seems like they are going to go down a darker path. They showed some scenes of the superhuman trafficking of them, actually trapped in, boxes similar to, how...
real-life human trafficking that shouldn't exist!
Yeah, what's wrong with you people?
You disgusting animals!
Yeah, come on. Come on. What's wrong with you? Anyway, it went there, and I was just like, oh, that's... Dark. I did not expect that, especially out of this show. So, I'm glad that it's finally coming back. It's going to be on the streaming service. I'm basically going to be having the streaming service just to see Young Justice.
The CW one?
The DC
share.
one.
I'm going to get the Disney one. You can have my Disney login. Sure. I get your DC login.
Yeah.
I'll probably watch yours a lot less, and you'll probably watch mine a lot more.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, totally.
Especially when only Young Justice, Batman v Superman, all we got so far. Woo!
There is actually some cool stuff coming into the DC Universe streaming thing that they are trying with, but mostly I'm just gonna be there for Young Justice.
That's fair. So what's your 5th trailer? Are you just gonna throw Fantastic Beasts in there?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, I'm gonna take Fantastic Beasts off my list. I remembered there is one TV trailer that I did watch that blew my mind.
Yeah, what's that one?
The announcement of 12 episodes to finish the show that never got finished.
That was a good
trailer. The Clone Wars, baby!
Did you know that was... Did anyone know that was coming?
Nobody knew!
Okay.
Well, at least nobody I talked to. The internet blew
it did,
our minds off.
Freak,
because that show is really good.
It is good. I liked it.
First few episodes, season or so, you're like, you're not big on Ahsoka. She's kind of like, hey, fly boy. And you're like, I don't know. I remember as a kid, I was like, I don't know. And then as it kept going, you're terrified. And by the time you get to Rebels with Ahsoka, you're all in.
I still haven't watched all of season 4 of Rebels.
Finish Rebels, guys. Go check out Rebels, please. And Clone Wars. I don't have time to rewatch Clone Wars, so I'm going to go back and pick out the biggest episodes and rewatch them.
Right.
Because it's been years, but I'm so excited for just 12 episodes to finish out this series. Mm-hmm. It makes sense because the Dave Filoni who ran Rebels, everyone was like, what's he going to do next? And then they announced a new kind of show, and then this makes sense that really what he's going to continue working on is finishing this show. And I hope they bring Lucas in. I actually do, because he was involved with the Clone Wars series.
Yeah, he was.
And it's good, and I hope they bring him in. He doesn't need big story beats. It seems like they've been bringing him on everything.
Yeah.
I hope they bring him in, and they're like, what do you think? And he's like, I hope he contributes a little bit like he did with Solo, Rogue One. So, also, none of this, I'm just throwing this out there. This, DC has been the laughingstock of the film franchises. It's just true. It's just true. They've struggled the most. And now it feels like DC is like, we got Aquaman, we got Wonder Woman, look at us, we're so cool. And now everybody's like, fire Kathleen Kennedy, we hate Star Wars.
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Obi-Wan's like, no. I'm going to lose it with some Star Wars viewers. I want to bring viewers listening. I got a good buddy of mine, my coworker. I want to bring on big Star Wars nerd. Sweaty,
that'll be a good one.
And I know what you're talking about. My buddy Dave. I want to bring him on, and we're gonna get deep into Star Wars. I think, because he's probably the friend I know the most who really we get into deep theories on Star Wars.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm gonna segue out of here now that we finished this DC talk, and we're switching over to
the Comic-Con wrap up.
One last story, because I'm curious what you think.
Okay.
James Gunn fired.
Yes.
Fired. What do you think?
What
do you think? Have you read the tweets?
I've read the tweets. Yeah.
What did you think of the tweets?
Well, obviously they were very gross and disturbing.
You keep going.
And
my bad.
They're gross and disturbing during a time where he did a lot of things for shock value. Like he was an underground director, and the humor at that time was for the sake of shock value. So it made sense to see this guy try to make these jokes and have them for like the shock value, and it's crazy, but obviously they were gross and disgusting, and it was a real shame that he even put those up in the first place. But I mean, I followed him recently ever since he's became the director of Guardians, and he's never seemed like that guy who was gross. Like it seemed like he really turned a new leaf.
To say that as well.
Yeah, and that the cast loves him.
And his brother put out a big heartfelt post, like people change.
Kevin Feige.
Kevin Feige said something.
He didn't say anything, but obviously Kevin Feige loves him. He wanted him to be very close to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, especially when it came to the cosmic stuff. So, I mean, years ago, yes, it's that stuff.
This was
very,
a Bob Iger thing, wasn't it? Didn't Bob fire him? It wasn't Marvel. It was Disney that fired him.
It was Disney. Whether it was Bob Iger or Alan
Kevin
Horn,
Feige was like, no, I want him. But
I'm sure
those are the rumors.
I'm sure, but I mean, it does make sense for what Disney did. But it was just unfortunate that not unfortunate that they got leaked out in the first place, because they were still there anyway. But it's a weird situation where James Gunn obviously is a different person now as before, and he's clearly not that kind of guy that makes it sound like what he is in those tweets now. So it's just unfortunate that people look back on his past and he's just getting beat up for it for something that he now knows is wrong, and he's obviously hasn't done it since then.
So Bob Iger runs all of Disney, and then it's Alan Horn runs the Marvel? Or
no, he's basically
the movie guy.
He's I think he's higher up than Bob Iger even.
Bob Iger's like the top dog. I'm pretty sure.
I'm trying to remember
the top dog of Disney.
I'm trying to remember what position Alan Horn has then. Maybe it's the next position.
Like the movie division, like I'm in charge of everything movies kind of thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah, okay.
Here, I'm gonna look him up, but where do you side? Do you think that he should get his job back?
it's walking a fine line. Like, I honestly am not sure. I feel like if they gave him his job back, there would just be a bigger outcry of people saying, like, no, he should not be involved with that anymore, as compared to the people who do want him back. It's such a weird position, because it's not a recent thing. Like, he didn't just tweet all that stuff out now. Like, that was just many years ago at a different time when he was a different person. But now, obviously, like, he's such a much better person, and seems like a really genuinely good guy. And I think for Disney's sake, for their image, like, it makes sense for why they fired him, and honestly, they might stick with it. I don't think they're gonna rehire him at all.
Who would you have replace him?
That's the thing. Like, Guardians of the Galaxy is such its own unique tone and atmosphere that I just really can't think of someone who would be able to take over and basically replicate what he's done already. Like, that would just be, unless if they're thinking like Guardians 3 just needs to be something completely different, I don't know. But I cannot think of a person who would be able to take over.
We were just talking about, hopefully one of my guests soon, my friend Dave, who suggested Taika Waititi. Probably is the closest thing you can get if you want to keep that flavor, but give a little twist on its own. And I'd be okay with that. I actually have all the names I've heard. That's the name I like. I mean, if we're being honest, Disney, you know who it is. It's Ron Howard. He's your fixer-up guy. He's close to the family. He comes in. He gets it done.
Yeah.
So I figured it. So Bob Iger runs everything Disney.
Right.
He's everything. He is the chairman and chief executive officer of the Walt Disney Company.
Okay.
And Alan Horn is the chairman of Walt Disney Studios. So he runs their movie division.
Okay, that makes sense.
So it was one of those, because Iger's part of the problem with Star Wars, bringing that back. Then I believe Horn has not been great either.
I believe Alan Horn was probably the one. Well, I don't know. Like, no one quotes this, but
at least Feige at his level knew.
I think they knew. Because those tweets were there. He never deleted them. They were around this whole time. Like, they surfaced
now in a time and age. It's a political story. It's a time and age where it's way more unacceptable now than ever to do like anything wrong anytime ever.
Yeah.
Like, I think anyone who says, I don't know, I'm not talking about jokes. I thought the things he said were offensive. I could feel what he was going for, but they were offensive. I didn't find them funny. I wouldn't make a joke like that.
No.
But I think every person, whether it's to that degree or not, has been to that point where they've made a joke that was just, they thought was going to hit, whether it was on that level, and it didn't, and it actually offended people.
Absolutely.
And
we've all been there.
That's what defines you as a person, though. Is how you act after. And he apologized after. There was a story in the news after that happened in 2012. It's ridiculous.
Now, if he said those things currently, and he obviously was not a good person, then yes, you definitely fired the guy. If Mel Gibson
was going around tweeting these, we'd be like, okay, Mel's back at it again. But this James Gunn has seemed like he does nothing but love, and it was a conservative writer who found it, and it was a political attack, getting rid of
it was a group of guys,
liberal guy like James Gunn,
because he was outspoken about his opinions opposite of Trump.
But I do understand why Disney. Like, I get both sides.
Yes.
I get it. It sucks so much. If they rehired him, I'm like, I'm good. If they keep him fired, I'm good. I'm fine.
I'm good. Okay, it just won't be a good... There would be an outcry regardless.
There was going to be one anyway.
Exactly. There's no winning to both sides. I think they have to stick with their guns, no pun intended.
They now have to, I think. Yeah, I don't think they'll rehire him.
As much as I wish they would. I do think that decision, though, is going to bite them when it comes to Guardians. Like, Taika Waititi, as Dave was saying, like, that's a pretty solid choice. Like, it makes sense. Like, their humor is almost similar, but not quite. But, it's still there where it could work. But
new flavor is what we need, and we don't know it. Like, we can't say anything till we see the product.
That's true.
See it.
That's true. But I just right now, I could see it hurting that part of the franchise a bit.
Yeah, it's not looking good.
Yeah.
But, we never know.
Yeah,
it
you're
just
right.
stinks because they're such a big company, and this is somebody you're like, man, I'd love to see him dabble in a Jabba the Hutt movie. Let's see him take
that would
another...
be amazing.
Let's see him take another property Disney owns, and he's never going to work for Disney again.
Probably not.
This. And
Probably not.
I get Disney. I get both sides. It does stink, but now I've got a little surprise for this guy. He has no idea I'm doing this. Time to embarrass him.
Oh, I know where this is going.
Where do you know where this is going? Then say it to the viewers.
Are you going to talk about when I did not think Guardians would be in Infinity War?
Oh, not even a little.
Dang
now
it!
We're bringing that up.
Darn
baby.
it!
This is what the podcast offers.
No!
Guys, I'm going to tell this story. This guy, myself, we live in Montana. We're up at my hometown, about 5 hours away, with another friend of ours, and we had just seen Guardians. They had seen it twice already. I'd seen it once.
Oh yeah, that's right. We saw it
Without
the day
me,
before.
they made a big promise. We're going to drive up, and we're going to watch it with you, and they didn't do it.
That's right.
But this
we
guy,
just decided to see it.
This
anyway.
guy, we get out of the movie. It's the next day.
Yeah.
We're going to get pizza and French fries. I remember exactly where we're going. We're
Pizza
driving in
and
my
French
car.
fries. Where the heck did we go?
There's a place in Kalispell you can get pizza and French fries.
That's just
It's
weird.
changed its name.
That's a weird combination. I don't.
Oh,
Anyway.
it hits. Oh, does it hit?
Okay.
I'm hungry now. But
Pizza and French fries.
We're talking Guardians, and as we pull up, I'm like, I can't wait to see them in Avengers one day. And our friend Nathan is like, oh my gosh, I'm right there with you. I cannot wait. And Kyle gets he's like, I'm the nerd expert. He gets all snotty about it, and he puts his tie up, and he goes, they're not gonna be in Avengers. And we were like, what are you talking about? And he goes, they brought in James Gunn to get this obscure property that no one knows to not be a part of it, so they can have two things going at once. No, that's what DC's doing with their Joker movie. It came back to bite you so hard, didn't it?
Did it ever?
And we were so peeved at you that we were like, okay, fine. But when you're wrong, we're never going to shut up about it.
Yep.
And we have not shut up since that trailer
Nor
dropped.
should you have.
And
Nor should you have.
On your deathbed, I'm going to say that as
You're going to be reading my eulogy, and you'll be like, and just finish it off.
This guy!
This loser.
Your mom?
She's just like, why would he not think that? Like, she just is going nuts.
No,
about it.
here's what I got. This is the surprise.
Okay.
Don't look at the old laptop.
I can't see it
good.
at all. Yeah, I have no idea.
So, I went through our Twitters and our Facebooks, and I wanted to find the controversial stuff to say to our viewers right now.
Controversial stuff?
Yep, I've found the most controversial, disgusting things that we have said that need to be brought to light. I have more than he does because he doesn't use social media at all. And
look how it turned out. I'm gonna be safe.
You've had 3 Twitter accounts, and the funniest one you completely deleted and everything on it.
The cheese one?
Yes! He used to tweet about cheese
That's right.
for no reason 5 years ago. I was ready to read those, so I did have
Twitter
to
is a joke, guys.
All mine are from Twitter, 2 of yours are from Facebook, and 1 of yours is from Twitter. And I've got them here, and I've got some of mine. I'll start with one of mine.
Okay.
So, guys, this is important. They'll flash on the screen if you're watching us. If not, these are tweets I said, and Kyle said in 2012.
2012.
I started with this, which is a conversation tweet where it was me yelling, "Dang it!" And my mom's first response was, "Did you drop your phone in the toilet again?" And
That's
that was my
question.
tweet. My next tweet was, "Happy Canada Day. Go Canada. I'm a monster." We're going to switch over to one of Kyle's. Kyle, in 2013, said, "NFL, you need to fix your freaking lights."
Ha!
During the Super
I remember
Bowl.
that one. That was the Beyonce concert, and then it caused, the world to shut down.
Something like that.
Needs freaking lights. That's funny. That's comedy gold.
Kyle said, "How is it that a Tuesday becomes a hectic day?"
What year was that?
I think this is hilarious.
What year was that?
2012, October.
What the heck happened?
I don't know, but it was around Halloween.
I probably tied my shoes together and was like, man, what a hectic day.
Now, out of all the controversial tweets, this is the most controversial on my part. I tweeted. On your part? Yes, this is for me. Okay. I tweeted at Taylor Swift in 2012, March 4th, and I said, "Hey Taylor, I would love a tweet back. It would be legend. Wait for it. Dairy." And Taylor, I still have not gotten my tweet. And I'm very offended. And I know our viewers are offended, but they're happy that we're coming out with this. Now, here's your most controversial.
Oh, no.
This is, out of all of them, this is actually the only one controversial, or it makes you look absolutely stupid.
Probably
Kyle,
both.
this is the only actual tweet I took.
Tweet?
And this was from 2016.
Oh, it was
not long ago.
Yeah, it was recent.
And Kyle said, "All this hashtag Justice League news, I can't even handle it right now. Things are looking up for the DC Cinematic Universe." That was the Batman v Superman trailer at Comic-Con, I'm guessing.
It must have been that.
Or some news.
Or 2016, it might have been like one of the first Justice League trailers dropped, and I was probably pumped on adrenaline that I was like, I'm actually gonna use Twitter.
Gonna fix it!
As I'm crying in the
Most
theater.
of our Twitter and Facebook, guys, is us posting, "Hey, our video's up." Like,
it's mostly you posting onto my page, Facebook. And I don't do a thing.
Anything for the channel.
I just do it to stalk people, man, you know?
That's all it really is for. But I thought it was important to get these out there. I thought we should have these offensive, disgusting tweets out there.
In case if our future jobs somewhere on the line, we can just say them out.
Point to this video.
I'm sorry, I thought the DC universe was gonna have a bright future.
You're gonna be in a job interview at like Warner Brothers to like do logos for one of their websites, and they're gonna be like, "Really? This is what you
They're like,
said.
Even we didn't believe it."
You idiot! Just whack you. Go work at Marvel.
my next job that I'm gonna try and get. They're like, now what do you mean that you didn't think the Guardians would be in the Avengers? What were you thinking?
You idiot.
I'm glad we finally addressed those.
Let's throw one more quick shade at something.
Oh boy.
Since we've talked, we're wrapping up here, guys. We've talked all things Comic-Con, the big Comic-Con stuff, a lot of DC, since DC kind of owned Comic-Con. They were also, like, the only ones there.
Yeah, and, pretty much.
But there was one thing I do want to bring up that I meant to bring up back at the shows, to wrap this up after these offensive tweets, if you're still listening, that this DC Teen Titans live-action show did not look good. Is my take. Kyle, on the Weaver Wire podcast, what are your thoughts? It did not look
I'll say this. I thought the characters and their designs look good. I thought
everybody did but Raven. I thought Raven was a little hit and miss.
Okay. That's fair. But it is definitely overly dark that it's funny. And that is definitely not what they want to do, and they need to fix that.
It feels like a CW, show trying to be dark.
It feels like a CW show trying to be like a dark TNT show, you know? Like it still is like the same level of television, but like they're just like going in like a darker direction when it's just funny to watch.
Yeah, it feels like they should have the fun, lighthearted campiness of like the Flash or Arrow, but then when they get serious, it works because you've been laughing with them so much.
I mean, I don't mind the Titans show that's dark, but you don't need to go that dark to where Robin is cursing out Batman. Like you just
dropping F-bombs.
You don't need to do that.
If you have that, don't let that be your big part of your trailer. Don't put that in your trailer then.
And I'm
Just show the characters doing action, and then we'll see the grittiness later and see if it works throughout the show instead of a 3-minute trailer.
I'm sure like that's not the only F-bomb that they're gonna drop. Like there's probably more on the show. I'd be very shocked if that was
getting
like
an M rating,
the
aren't they?
only one.
Yeah, they have to if they're dropping F-bombs.
I don't know.
Or we're gonna see some like intimate stuff. It's gonna get weird.
Yeah.
Weird. Very weird.
We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But as of right now, like, they have some things to fix.
Yeah, did not look good at all. All right. Let's wrap this up.
Oh, boy.
Kyle, you got anything you want to plug to our viewers on our channel?
I mean, you could check out our channel if you want.
Yeah, guys, please check out Movie Meals.
Yeah.
On every video, when we post them, we put up my Twitter because he doesn't have one, I mean, he has them, and he just doesn't use them. I do have my Twitter. I'm starting to use it more and more. So please go follow me there at AJVWeaver7. You can also follow me on Instagram if you like at the same title. I don't care. I post news about this a lot more than this guy does. This guy is just the attractive man who sits down and gives his great points on DC and Marvel and all things nerdiness and
Oh, thanks, man.
So, guys, please go check that out. Go do all that stuff. If you're on YouTube, like, subscribe, share. If you're on SoundCloud, please make sure to share us around. If you're comment, guys. We all want to know how this podcast is going. The SoundCloud name is currently under Movie Meals. It will change to just The Weaver Wire in a minute, but Movie Meals being the subtitle of it, or the producer of it. So go check that out on SoundCloud. All the links will be everywhere. They'll be on my Twitter. They'll be everywhere. So go do that. And thanks for coming, buddy.
Of course, man.
Yeah,
Glad we're doing this.
Guy.
This podcast is great. People need to check it out.
Thanks.
Spread the word.
And comment below if you got suggestions. We've had people suggest. I like that. It's helped. We want to expand, but I wanted to bring this guy in, especially after Comic-Con, to get all his Comic-Con takes. So, yeah. And we got to always end with thanking Mom. Thanks, Mom. See you guys.
Thanks for watching.